For more than 5 years, AAM produced radio and television programming for audiences in Afghanistan, together with media partners like Tolo TV. And during that time, AAM's office in Kabul was led by a young Afghan named Feridoon Aryan. When the Taliban took over Kabul this summer, he and his wife, a medical doctor, and their 2 young children were among the thousands of Afghans who rushed to the airport in Kabul to try and board a flight out. But Feridoon and his family were beaten by the Taliban and unable to enter, despite having valid evacuation documents from the Spanish government. Just a few weeks ago, Feridoon and his family finally managed to get out of Afghanistan and make their way to nearby Pakistan and then eventually on to Spain. There, they received refugee status and a standing ovation in the Spanish parliament. Today, we are thrilled to be joined by Feridoon Aryan, his wife, Nooria Aryan Fakhri, and I understand their 2 children are also safely there with them. Feridoon and Nooria, we are so happy that you made it out safe and that you are settling in Spain. Can you tell us, give us any kind of sense what the past few months have been like for you?
The last couple of months have been extremely difficult for us as a family. Constantly at risk and fear of being faced with retaliation, with the years of working for what we believed, the values that we held very dear to us. But that all has been snatched from us, and very quickly, just with a blink of an eye, we thought that everything just changed, and we were not ready for it. We thought that there's a future, there will be a future for our children, and we will be able to contribute to our country. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. What we built for years, taking a lot of risk for having a family, having an apartment, having a life, a job, everything just ended. And it all come to saving ourselves for just with a couple of pairs of clothes and our shoes and our documents and making it out of Afghanistan.
Nooria, you are highly educated. You are a doctor. Afghanistan needs people like you right now. Can you tell me a bit about why you decided to become a medical doctor, and what was it like working in Afghanistan these past years?
We hope to stay in Afghanistan. We can improve our country, but all was like a dream. And the Taliban took everything from us. I'm so worried about everything, about the people who are still in Afghanistan. They can't, they are a very talented people to still in Afghanistan, but they are in dangers because Taliban don't like educated people. They are the enemy of educated people.
Feridoon, what is your plan? What is your next step when you start this new life that you just began in Spain?
For me, it's very important to understand that my child should not be, when I ask him to draw something, that he's drawing dead people, people injured, and ambulances and rocket launchers and choppers. I want him to get out of that mentality. I want him to be like other children, to enjoy, to look at life differently, not to put his hand on his ears when he is hearing sirens, even in Barcelona, where I tell him it's safe, don't worry, nothing is happening. Or when a family nearby is celebrating and they have firecrackers, and he's all of a sudden runs to my bed and wants to hide because he thinks that somebody is attacking. So there's still a long way to tell him that you're safe, nothing is going to happen here. And it's very strange to him when he goes out. I can never forget when he told us, and we were trying to get out, and Mr. Ackerman and Dr. Lobel, and they were all trying to get us out. And we were there at the airport trying to make it to the Abbey Gate. And the Taliban, we were just sitting on the ground on our back, and we were sliding a bit forward, and they were hitting us with cables and telling us, where are your masters now, you puppets of the West, and abusing us. And my son, he said that, please, let's go back home. If the Taliban wants to say something to you or wants to hurt you, I'll give them some of my toys and ask them not to hurt you or to say anything to my mother.
And thank you so much for sharing your very difficult experiences with us. And Feridoon, we do want to recognize your outstanding contributions to journalism in Afghanistan and for all that you have done to help AAM. And Nooria, to you and to your boys, we send our hopes and our prayers, and we wish you a very bright future.
Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you so much.
Biana?